In this video, we are going to learn about image uploading by integrating this feature in an ongoing LinkedIn clone project. So that's what we will be having at the end. We'll have a default cover picture and also a default profile picture, and we can change it. So we show a preview to the user before saving it, and after saving it, it's going to be saved on our backend so that even if I refresh, I have my image. And also we can change the profile picture with a preview like this, and I can save it, as you can see. So that's what we will be doing, and down the road we'll be learning about some things that you should be watching for when dealing with files in general on a website. First thing first, if you have been tasked to integrate file uploading to your application, where would you even start? So the first thing to do is to look for an input, the normal HTML input, but with the type file. So this you can specify the type so that it shows this select, but if you click, it opens your file explorer. And also you can specify some other attributes like the accept attribute. So here it's saying that it accepts only a PNG and a JPEG. So this is why, since I don't have a JPEG or a PNG, so it's grayed out. And also you can say that I accept any image, so with the wildcard, and now as you can see I am able to select my file. So that is the basic thing to have on your application, to be able to select a file. And after selecting it, how you can send it to your backend. So there are two ways of doing that. The first way is to use a HTML form. So you use a HTML form with a method that is post, and the encoding type should be multi-part form data. So this is very important. There are, as you may already know, a lot of different encoding in HTTP. Like we have plain text, we also have HTML, we have JavaScript. Let's say if I inspect here the website that I'm on, and so I'm going to say all here to show you, and I'm going to refresh the page. So as you can see here, if I select, let's say I'm gonna select JS. So if we look one of these JS files, and if we look at the response type and we come down here, so we have here the content type is text JavaScript. So this is one encoding that we have on our websites. Let's say if I go, I select a CSS file, so it's going to be the same. So we're gonna have on the response here, let me find it. Yeah, as you can see, we have got content type text CSS. If I look for a HTML document, it's going to be text, let me find it. So yeah, text HTML. So basically this multi-part form data is one of these content type, and it's a way to tell our backend, hey, I will be sending to you different fields. So here we only have one input file, but we could also have like another input for having some content, like an input with a type of text. Okay, and what the browser does is that instead of reading all the files at once, this is how we are able actually to send like 300 gigabit file from a computer that has very less memory, because we are not like charging all the file at once in the memory. So it's going to send it to the backend in chunks, and the backend should be able to deal with that. And we actually covered on the backend side the challenges, and there are a lot of challenges on the backend side when dealing with files in our previous videos. If you want to check it out, it's in the playlist. The link is going to be down in the description below. So with that, we are able to send our file. So we choose it and we just hit submit, and if we have the right backend is going to handle it. And actually here, like on the form, you also would want to specify the action and an action attribute, where you specify the backend URL where you are going to be sending this. But since our project is built with React.js, we won't be using this form, but we'll be handling the file uploading with JavaScript. And if you want to do that with JavaScript, we have an object that's called form data. So if we look at it and we read the description here, it says that the form data interface provides a way to construct a set of key value pairs representing fields and their values, which can be sent using fetch or the XML HTTP request, which is the old way of doing. And it uses the same format a form would use if the encoding type were set to multi-part data. So that's what we will be using in our project. And also JavaScript is going to allow us to read the image content before sending it, so that we are able to show a preview. So I have gone ahead and I have set up the project locally by following the README. As of the last video of our series, we implemented, as I said, on the backend side the file uploading, but on the front end side, as of now, we don't have a way to update the profile picture nor the cover picture. So these are the default ones, and all the users have actually the same. Also, for creating a post, we are asking an image URL, and we are not able to send a file from our computer. So that's what we will be doing in this video. So if you remember, guys, for creating a post, we are using this model that is in our feed features folder, and basically what we have is that we have a text area, which is this part, and we have an input for asking for an image URL. So here the first thing that we need to do is to change the type for this image URL, as I showed you earlier. So this part is going to be the same, even though we are going to be handling the sending with JavaScript. So it's going to be, we're going to say that the type is going to be a file, okay? And by saving, as you can see, it has changed now. And now I am actually able to select an image, and it's showing that it's selected, but we are not using it so far. And also, let me actually say that I'm going to be accepting all images. And then, so after grabbing the image, we need to show a preview. So how we are able to do that? I'm going to actually change it a little bit. So we're going to grab the event, and also we're going to render a handle. So we're going to call our handle image change function that we don't have so far. So I'm going to paste it and explain what it does, so that you don't watch me actually type it. So I'm gonna come somewhere here, and I'm going to paste it. And also this type should be coming from React. And you might be actually wondering how I know the type of this event. What I do is actually I kind of cheat, in the sense that I would actually, since I don't know at the beginning, I'm going to say that this is going to be void, okay? So, and by doing that, and I'm going to come back down here, so TypeScript is going to tell me that change event HTML input is not assignable to type void, and this is the type that I want. So that's how I kind of know my type here. And also, so this event is going to when it fires, we are able to actually grab the files from the target, and we can actually choose multiple files. And since we care only for the first one, so we're grabbing the index at 0. And if there is no file, we just return. So if the user manages to grab a file that's not an image, we are setting an error. And you might be saying, well, on the input here, we added accept image tag. He cannot choose another type of file. Well, actually he can. So if we have a user that know a little bit about HTML, so let me actually go grab a file. So I'm going to say google.com, and I'm going to save the HTML here. And here I'm going to come, and if I know a little bit about HTML, I'm going to inspect the page, and here, so for now, he cannot choose this, okay? But he could just simply double click here, and he's going to remove all of this. Save, and now, as you can see, is able to choose an HTML file. So you can never trust actually the HTML validation. So this is why we are checking once more that we are accepting a file, and also on the backend side we are validating that. And then what we are saying is that we are setting a set file state that is going to, I'm going to add it here. So it is a file that we are setting here. And then, so this state, that's what we'll be sending to the backend later on. And how we are able actually to preview the image before uploading it. So as you might already know, to be able to display an image on a website, you need to use an image tag, and you should give the SRC, which should be an URL, okay? But here, we don't have an URL because our image is not uploaded yet, and we want to be able to show a preview before uploading it. So for this, we're going to be using this state, and in JavaScript we have this file reader, and we are reading as data URL. So this method actually is going to return us so when we call here, after the read is done, it's going to call this onload method, this onload callback, and here we're going to get our file content. So encoded, if I show you, so it's going to be base64 encoded. Let me show you. So I'm going to come back to the console, clean all of this, and I'm going to select it. So as you can see, it says that the data is image, and it's like showing the type, and then the encoding. It's a base64 encoding, and we are showing the raw so content. And if you give this base64 encoded data to an image tag, it's able to read it like if you would have given him a URL. So that's what we will be doing. So let me show you. Actually, I'm gonna here come for now down below here, and I'm gonna say that if for now I'm gonna keep it like this. So as you can see, if we give this data to the image URL, he's able to read it. So let me show you. So now we are showing a preview, which is looking horrible for now. So that is the previewing part. Now, how we're going to be able to send the selected file. So for that, we're going to actually come here, and we're going to be updating our onSubmit function. So I'm actually going to extract it like outside here, and I'm going to say handle submit like this, and we are gonna use it so here. And again, I don't know the type, so I'm gonna say it's going to be a void, and here it's going to tell me here, and import it like so. So far we were simply sending a content and a picture, which are strings. So this has to change for now. So here we are going to say it's not going to be a picture value anymore. So we're going to instantiate a form data like so, and below we're going to say if we have a file, we're going to add it. So our backend is expecting for a picture field, and then we're gonna so this is okay, and at the end we're going to append the form data to the content, and then at the end we're gonna, instead of sending this, we're gonna send the form data to our onSubmit method. So before, our onSubmit method was expecting as a type, so a content in the picture, and that now has to change. So for now it's going to be data, and it's a form data. So our onSubmit is going to now receive a form data, and this onSubmit method, actually we are getting it from the post that is calling this model. So we have to go and change this. So if I look here, like so as you can see on our feed here, and now TypeScript is yelling at us, so we need to change this handle post method. So it should receive a data which should be of form data, and we're gonna give this request is simply using fetch under the hood. Okay, so it's using the JavaScript fetch library, and we are saying that our content type is always application JSON, because so far that's the only thing that we had. But now we are sending a multi-part form data, so it's going to be content type, and we should specify that on our request here. So we're going to say that we'll be receiving also a content type that is going to be like so, and then we're going to say that by default is going to be application JSON. And actually there is a caveat here. When you send a file in a multi-part form data, the brother is going to add some stuff to the header, and if you specify the form data yourself, like it's a content type, if you specify the content type on the fetch, it's not going to work. I'm going to link this article down below, and it explains why there is this weird problem. But the idea is that when you use form data with fetch, you shouldn't specify any content type. Okay, so that's what we will do here. So for that, we're gonna come down here and we're going to specify our, so it's going to be a record of a string and a string, so our headers here, and we will use it we'll use it here like so. And here we're going to create our header constant like so. Sorry about this. And then we're gonna say that if the content type is application JSON, use it. Otherwise it should be the multi-form data, meaning that we are getting a form data. When we're getting a form data, we're not going to touch on this content type. The browser is going to set it for us. And if you want to know why this is, why we had to do that, you can read this Stack Overflow thread, but especially this article that has been linked. So with that, we are actually able to send, so if you come back here, so we are able to send a multi-part form data to this endpoint, which is going to receive a form data that contains a content, which is some string that's going to be here, and also a picture, which is going to be the picture that we upload. So if we want to test all of this, I'm going to grab this one. I've got a preview that, like, the preview is looking very bad. For now, I'm going to say that the height should be like 100 pixels. I'm going to change all of this as I'm going to be pasting the CSS for that. So we have the preview, and we can post that. And after posting, so we are getting back. So if I go on my page and we look here, our image is not being shown. So as you can see, we are fetching for this, and we are not getting the image because we're not using the right endpoint here. So we're gonna go to our post component. It is, the post component here, and down below where we're rendering the picture. So here we should actually use the backend URL. We're gonna say, like so. And the backend actually is API version 1, and like so. Now, as you can see, if I refresh, we're getting our image from our backend. And if you want to know how we built this on the backend, watch the previous videos, and there are a lot of things that you can learn about handling files, like security stuff on the backend side. So now, as you can see, we are able to upload it, and also we are able to fetch it later on from our backend. And now let me actually, I'm gonna go to the final code that I will be pushing to the repo. If you guys want to check it out. So I'm gonna say git checkout web. So I'm gonna reset all of this. So basically what I did is that I also changed the I did the same thing actually for the profile page. The only thing is that the preview, I'm showing it in a model, and also here I'm showing the preview in a model, but the code is the same. And if you want to check it out, it's going to be the commit number 17. So guys, that's it for this video. In the upcoming one, we are going to actually deploy our project on Google Cloud Platform.